The secret of a powerful walk, Messiah was God and man. When you do it from true faith, with all your heart, God is doing it through you. See, a lot of believers, you're branches, but you're not taking time to be against the tree, to be with the tree. So what's happening? What happens if a branch is not connected to the tree? It dies, it withers, it can't produce much. It starts growing dead. Well, if you're not plugged into God, if you're not taking that time with God, you're eventually going to spiritually die. And what happens if a branch is receiving, but it's not producing? Well, something's wrong with that branch. It's going to stop. So there it is again. Batach, receiving. Asa, producing, doing. And for the branch, it's not 50-50. Okay, half the time I'm going to be receiving, half the time I'm going to be producing fruit. No, it's 100% receiving, 100% producing. Why? It's the same river. It's the same flow. What's flowing in is flowing out. That's the fruitful life. That's it. It says, work out your salvation because it's God working. It's working in me and I'm working out on it. What does that mean? It means that every true work that you're to do from God, don't try to do it on your own. We naturally go right into it because we're doing all sorts of things and we think we're going to do that too. So now I'm going to do this from this. Well, then it's not plugged in. I'm just trying to produce it. There's no flow. I'm trying to produce something from nothing. There's no flow. But the fruitful life is what has first flowed in, is now flowing out. That means every true work of God that comes out of your life is real. Every true thing you do, every good work is really God's work that just flowed out of you. It flowed into you, but now it flowed out of you, so it's counted as your work, but it's God's work. So every good work has to come like a fruit that has just flown right through you. Every good work, whatever you're doing. Whether you're preaching, whether you're teaching, whether you're helping out, with cleaning the sanctuary, serving food, doing computers, giving, blessing somebody, it's all got to be part of that river, part of that flow. It is the outflowing of God's inflowing. The outflow is the inflow at the other side. It all goes together. So your faith has to be in proportion to your actions and your actions to your faith. In other words, if you got great faith, but you're not producing great things for God, there's a disconnect. There's waste. There's something that's not happening. There's a disconnect there. And if you're doing a lot of great things, but you're not spending time in God's presence, there's a disconnect. If there's going to be waste, because what you're doing, what are you doing anyway? If it's not coming from God. So we need both. If one exceeds the other, that's where you get the part that's not going to be fruitful. That's the part that's going to be wasted. Or to put it another way, I've put it this way: your fruitfulness in your life, your fruitfulness will not exceed your rootfulness. You can just remember that. Put it on your bumper sticker. Just remember that. You want to do greater works, then you want greater branches. You want farther branches, then you need deeper roots. You need that you and God, your time with Him, your receiving of Him is crucial to flow, but not to stop there in your quiet time. It's not quiet time and then my other time. That's to flow in. And what does this reveal about what is first? Which one is first? Which is first, the fruits or the roots? The roots. Which is first, the fruit or the branch? The branch, the part that's plugged in is first. The seed begins not in the sky, it begins in the earth with the roots. The answer is the plugged in part is first, the root is first, then comes that. So the first part is batach, is the time with God, is trust, is receiving of God, then comes that. So even notice how it says it in the scripture right here, it's right there. What's first? Do and trust? No, trust and do. You don't work for faith, you let faith work in you. No, the verse is right there, so there it is. So the first thing I have to set my mind, my heart on is not doing for God, even though that's part of it. It's a good thing to want to do for God and doing that, that's good, but that's not the first thing. The first thing is receiving from God. Faith is first, and trust is first, and receiving is first, and being with God is first. Being with God is first, because what was the most holy place in the temple? The Holy of Holies, right, in his God's presence. Where they did all the stuff outside with all the sacrifices, that wasn't as holy as being with God. Do it. They had to do it, but they had to come from God. It's not one or the other. It's not even faith plus works. It's faith becoming, actually becoming the work. One flow. Everything starts with God. Every good thing has got to start with God. That's why that's got to be first, not what you do. Whatever starts with you, not going to work. But what starts with God is going to be forever. That's it. What starts with God is eternal. So what is salvation? Your salvation. I'm saved. Is it 50% me and 50% God? No, it's not. What is salvation? What's the word for salvation in Hebrew? Yeshua. What is also Yeshua? The name, basically, the name of Messiah. So Messiah is going to tell you, that just right there is going to reveal to you the secret of everything there. Messiah, is he 50% man and 50% God? No. He's 100% man and 100% God. What does that tell you? It tells you that your salvation is 100% God and 100% you. Not that you came up with it, not that you can do anything at all. It's all from God, not you. But it's got to go all through you. God and man, 100%. It says, and which was first with Messiah? Which was first? Was he first man? No, first God. God is first, then man. The branch going up, flowing this way. And it says, love the Lord with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength. So it means your whole being, it's totally God, but it's going to be a totally come to you, totally you're being put together. Salvation isn't you here and God there, it's you and God together. That's what our salvation is. It says in the Bible, we are his fellow workers. And the Greek word there is sunergos. Try it. There's no ch. You should thank me for that. It's Greek. Greek has a little bit of that too. Sunergos, what does that sound like? Something, sunergos, synergy. We have a word in English, which means, what does it mean? It means working together, or energy, sun, together, ergos, energy, together energy. Energy as one. What's saying? It's saying the energy of salvation in your life, everything that you do that's going to be good, comes from this energy, which is God's energy, but now through you. So what does it mean if you say I really, this is something I really want, I want to do great things for God, that it's not God? No, God is in that too. God is in your heart. God, when you might say, I want this for God, that can be God flowing through you. It's not that it's not God, if you're letting God move on you. Now, if it's the flesh, it's a different story. But that is, the Spirit moves that way too. Love him, it's not talking about just sitting back and doing nothing. It's talking about, it's a passionate faith, but all the good comes from God. Same energy as God. The secret of a powerful walk, Messiah was God and man. When you do it from true faith, with all your heart, God is doing it through you. When you're witnessing and words come out and you say, wow, how did I say that? You said it because you were open to God. You did his will. You said, okay, God, I'm obeying now. I'm going to spread the word. And all of a sudden, you started saying things that you said, wow, I'm not that smart. It was God. It was a sunergos. It was God. It was the branch. That's what happened. That's why there's something so great sometimes when you're just ministering and you're in the flow, or you're on a mission, you're in the flow, or you're sharing the gospel, and there's a flow. It's like a waterfall coming through you, because that's the flow of God. You're going to get that as you do the will of God from God. That's it. Not do the will of God, but do it from God. You're living in the outflow of his living. You're moving in his moving. That's the thing. You're loving in his loving. He's loving through your loving. You're speaking, but it's him speaking. You're carrying, it's not you. Fruit does not come from the branch alone. If the branch tries to do it without the tree, nothing. But when the branch is plugged in, it becomes a vessel that the life of the tree flows through it. So that's the key. Also, Fruitful Life is that you set your heart this year, I'm going to be a vessel of God. I'm going to be a vessel through which God's blessings are going to come. And therefore, I'm not going to seek to produce all these things. I'm going to seek to be a vessel through which God flows. God is flowing through my life. That is the greatest experience anyway. When you're in God and whatever you're doing, you're talking and it's God flowing. You're singing and it's God flowing. You're doing something, you're blessing somebody and it's God. You're giving and it's God flowing. Whatever you're doing it and you're choosing to do it, but it's God flowing. God flowing. Hi, I'm Jonathan Cahn, and I hope you were blessed with the video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and tap the bell icon so you're notified every time a new video is posted. Feel free to share your reactions with your comments and how you were blessed, and share this video with your friends. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.